So we're now going to discuss perpendicular parking. So this would be parking at a mall. Anytime that you have to go visit a store, this is the type of parking that you're going to see. A lot of accidents happen in parking lots. Make sure anytime you're in a parking lot, you're going to want to make sure you stay to the appropriate side, imagining dividing lines, staying to the right of center. Anytime you're doing a forward turn in a parking lot, you're going to signal your intention. We never signal in reverse, but all forward turns we're going to signal for. Now, ultimately with perpendicular parking, the toughest part is just trying to find the appropriate spot, getting into it safely, that you're centered between the lines when you're finished the parking job. Now, like we talked about, we want to stay towards our appropriate side. So if I'm coming in from this side, I should be on the right side of center, facing this direction. If I come up and there's two spots available, I've got spot A and I've got spot B. So there's a spot to my left and a spot to my right. For perpendicular parking, you're always going to want to choose a spot to your left if it's available. The reason being, it's physically easier to go into a spot on your left that's a loose, easy arc than onto the right, where it could be an impossible angle depending on how tight you start from. So your goal, if I come up from here, if I'm doing a left turn into a perpendicular parking spot, it would be counterproductive for me to get too tight beforehand, to start arcing too early. I don't want to be right here. I'd like to stay in my lane as long as I can, as far away from it as I can. Then the sharper I steer in late, the longer I'm driving straight up into the spot. That is the best job I can do, the easiest job I can do to perpendicular park. So here, I signal left, I stay towards this side, I steer sharply. The longer I'm driving straight up and in, the better off I'm going to be. A common mistake, if this is your short side, the middle, and the far side, the average person makes the mistake of aiming at the very middle of the spot. See how far back my left corner is? Now when I straighten out, I end up too tight to this line. So when I'm aiming for this spot, I'm going to aim to the middle to the far side. Now when I straighten out, I'm going to end up in the middle of the spot. So that's what you want to do with perpendicular parking. Try to pick a spot on your left. Of course, that might not always be what's possible. Maybe A is unavailable and you have to choose a spot on your right. If that's the case, then you want to hog center. Get away from the spot as much as you can, that you're respecting oncoming traffic. And same ideas, you're signaling right, you turn as late as you can, as sharp as you can, and you find your way into the spot, and that's great. The problem is, for some people, they will start so tight before their parking spot, it's actually physically impossible for them to get into that spot. So again, get near the center line, that you're as far over as you can, that you're aware of the oncoming cars, and now you're in a position where you'll still be able to do that turn successfully. So those are some of the basic ideas between perpendicular parking and parking lots, and I hope it works well for you.